Welcome to our time in Montenegro. Like that. Okay, some of our observations. We have 10 observations this time. We've been here 7 weeks. We're trying a little bit of a different platform.
Yes, I feel like we're gonna have a little bit more to say, so this way we don't have to worry about a clock cutting us off.
Yes, because that 3 minutes has been a little bit tough for
Yeah,
us
it's a little
each
bit
week.
tight.
We have
Because
more to say.
Yeah, we like to talk.
Okay, so let's get started.
Wait, do we need to say anything about this picture,
Oh, what do you want to say?
other than it's silly?
It's a little silly.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
We were doing serious faces and I was supposed to look at you kind of goofy and you were being serious and that's how it came out.
Yeah, we're having some fun with
All
it.
right,
Okay.
good stuff.
Actually, I mean, we were kind of inspired by Stanley Tucci's pictures,
A
so
little bit.
yeah,
we
we're
still
having some
haven't
fun with
done
that.
that right.
Okay. All right, so should we get started?
Yes.
Okay. So the first one.
People everywhere.
Yeah, crowds everywhere.
Yeah. And we knew that this was the high season. July and August are the busiest months. And yet I was not prepared for the masses of humanity they're just people everywhere all the time. Day, night, beach, promenade, neighborhood, walking to the grocery store, there's people everywhere.
Yeah, but we know that this area depends on the tourism.
Yep.
And there's a lot of Montenegrins, Serbs, international tourists. It's the heart of the economy here, and the crowds really won't thin until September. And unfortunately, that's when we are moving on, so we won't get to see it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, this place in the winter. It's got to be just totally different.
But clearly, a lot of people want to come here, and the reason that we're here is because it's more of an affordable place to be in the area. So,
Yeah.
But there was really no break from the crowds.
Yeah, there was just a few times during the day, that I kind of found where it was less people, never no people.
Yeah, just the other day we went to the beach and we thought, okay, for sure the crowds have thinned out, and we went a little bit later and we got there and there was not an inch of sand where there were no people. We were a little upset there.
Expectations.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so we get to go to the next one.
All right, number 2. It's a weird one.
It's a weird one.
Because I realized this as I was running and such. I have not seen a squirrel in over a month in this country. It's very strange to me.
Yeah, so the Montenegro's wildlife is more about like birds and cats, mountain animals, definitely some dogs. I mean, we haven't been in the mountains. We haven't seen any mountain animals.
There's sheep and goat and stuff like that, but
the coastal towns, you see a lot of stray cats, no squirrels in the trees, also no mice, and maybe the cats take care of all that.
Sure, and maybe the squirrels and mice don't, the cats take care of that. Yeah,
yes.
Take care of both of them. I don't know.
And the community takes care of the cats and the dogs. Like we've seen people petting and feeding the animals, and they're not a bother at all. They're just part of the community.
Yeah, there was a dog laying next to me on the beach the other day, and I thought it was going to come over and try to beg, but it didn't.
No, just curled up next to you. Likes you. Everybody likes you.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, next. Pizza and gelato everywhere, nonstop. We've shared some pictures of the pizza that we've eaten here. We plan to eat lots more pizza on our trip. Yeah, clearly the Italian influence runs deep here. We know that Venice once ruled the coast. Pizza and gelato have become staples in every town, in part because of that, but also because it's a really comfortable, familiar food for a lot of people, and tourists like it, and it's easy to eat at the beach, gelato and a slice of pizza.
Yes. And it's easy to eat, it's easy to make, and it's cheap to eat and make.
Have you had any ice cream or gelato since you've been here?
We had it once.
For €1. €1?
Yeah, €1 for a little cup, but let's be clear that everywhere says gelato, but it's more ice cream. The real Italian gelato is different.
Yes, and it's not served in the same way or visible in the same way, which we're learning about.
We've learned that you can tell by looking at how it's presented, if it's real what do they call it? Authentic? or-
Authentic, yeah, if it's above the cooler and you can see all the colors and shapes, it's probably not the organic or
Yeah.
authentic or
Yeah, real
artisan,
gelato
artisan, yeah.
has is in a metal container with a cover on it.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, a lot of, and I think we maybe knew that there was pizza and gelato, but yes, I had no idea there was this much in Montenegro. And granted, yeah, it's the beach towns and it's touristy, so maybe that's why. Maybe if you go up in the mountains and stuff, there's no pizza or gelato.
I don't
So.
know. But we try to have pizza, once a week because we love it. So we tried different places and we found some that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we don't have to try too hard.
we don't have to try to. Okay.
I start to yearn for it.
All right. So it's nonstop and we're talking about pizza nonstop. So, okay, on
Yes.
to the next.
Okay.
All right. So this came up because we were in one of our bathroom switches were outside. So we were in our first apartment and
In
we had-
Petrovac.
in Petrovac, and we had an issue with our hot water. We like couldn't figure out, or the hot water ran out and we didn't know why or what we did wrong. And we found out it's because we had turned off one of these light switches. And the switch all the way to the left here is for the hot water heater.
Yeah, and the one in the middle, we think is for a like bathroom heater, which the last place didn't have, but this place does, and it works quick. Like as soon as you hit that switch, the bathroom starts to get hot.
Yes.
And then the switch on the right is just the light.
Yes, and so we found out one of the things about Balkan architecture, but also European architecture, is that they build homes and buildings so that the switch is outside the bathroom door instead of inside for safety reasons. Because also we read a little bit about the voltage in Europe is twice as high as in the US or North American countries.
Yeah.
So it's safer to keep it outside the wet room.
Yeah,
structure.
because it's such a higher voltage than North America, there's a better chance of electrocution if it gets wet.
Yes, so that was an
So yeah,
interesting
that was a
thing.
learning experience.
Yes,
All right,
okay,
next.
So, yeah, Dan and I had gone to the market quite a few times, and Dan's really the market guy.
I'm
So,
the market guy.
so what did you learn about this?
Yes, I think the first time, and I may had grabbed a bunch of bananas and I took them up to the counter, and I got a goofy look, and then the cashier had to go back to the scale and print out a ticket and put it on there, and I was like, oh.
Well,
okay.
everyone was waiting in line.
Yeah, while everyone was waiting. So this was in Petrovac, and then I started to watch what other customers were doing and taking their own produce, going to this scale, punching in a bunch of numbers, a sticker prints out, and then they would attach that to their bag, and then they go up to the cashier. So I started to get the hang of it and started really watching people, and then I could print out my own stickers. And then we come to Budva, and they don't allow you to print out your own stickers. There's a separate produce person that you take your produce up to, and then they weigh it, they put a sticker on it, and then you can take it to your cashier and pay for it.
So maybe they're like trying to like minimize errors with that extra help in there, but
Yeah.
they're certainly trying to keep the cashier moving quickly, so the cashier doesn't have to
I
do the
guess.
weighing.
Yeah, because by us in the US, you put your bananas on the conveyor belt just like everything else, and I think a scale is built in underneath their register, and they just weigh it and boom, and then they just put it in your bag. So it's a different situation here that took some getting used to.
Yeah, we like that though.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, next,
Next.
no corporate towers. So walking around Petrovac and also walking around Budva, we just looked, we just noticed there were no corporate towers or no business offices. There weren't a lot of people going into some kind of office type work
No,
at all. I mean,
it
they're
seems
all.
like nobody works. No,
No,
I'm
that's
joking.
not true. We're here in the summer, but still. Yeah, all the buildings are like what?
Every single building is a hotel or an apartment. That's
Yeah,
it.
or restaurant,
Every-
yeah.
But yeah, it's all residential. It's crazy. There's no office buildings. Even the banks, I believe are like, just like a restaurant or anything else. It's on the bottom of a hotel or an apartment building. Yeah, so no offices.
Yeah, so outside of Podgorica, which is the capital, you're not gonna find glass towers or big company headquarters. The coastal towns are almost entirely residential.
Yep.
With a rare exception like a big modern library in Budva. And so this is a place I'll do a different video about the library that I found there that does actually seem to have offices in there where people can rent for like a language school or a music class or university setting, and that's where the library is as well, and there's a cafe in there too. So that's one of the big buildings that I found. Otherwise, everything else seems to be residential, as
Yeah.
we said.
A lot of people,
A lot of people.
a lot of people packed in.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so this one.
Yes, I mean, other than the fact that there's just a lot of people everywhere all the time, the other thing that we've noticed is there's a lot of kids out at night. I mean, there's a lot of people out at night, even later than we're staying out, but the kids is what's surprising me. I mean, we were walking back from a restaurant, it had to be a little bit after 10. And there's kids playing everywhere in like a makeshift playground. It had good lighting, and the parents were close by, but yeah, it was after 10, so they weren't getting to sleep till at least midnight.
Yeah, so evenings are cooler here, and Montenegrins value community. So it's normal for kids to play in squares and parks late at night while parents sit with their friends over coffee or a drink or something. So yeah, I thought that's pretty social and great. And we did read about that it will change when the school year starts.
Sure.
Which starts September 1st here, which I've been researching and learning about. And again, we won't be here to see how that shifts.
But it's also cool that, you know, we are used to in the US, I mean, video games have just become just the norm. You know, they were barely kicking off when I was a kid, but now, you know, kids need their screen time and kids are playing constantly, and it is not unusual for that to happen and them not to play outside at all. Whereas all of these kids, I mean, I don't know when they're playing video games or on their phones, but not while we're here. I mean, they're outside playing.
Yeah, they're on the beach playing all day. They're with their families on the promenade and doing activities
Yeah.
and running and playing sports and stuff like that. So
So that's kind of cool.
yeah, it's really great, really lively, family oriented, great, and late into the evening, which makes us
Yeah.
stay up too. Okay, parking, this is really interesting just to think about our first time when we were here, when we first got here in Petrovac. We were walking down the street and we noticed these water jugs or jugs filled with water like lined up, and then we saw some chairs and stuff. And so what did we think that meant?
At first, we thought there was a parade gonna happen and people were saving their seats because in some of the suburbs of Chicago where we grew up, that's how they do it. They put like their chair out the night before where they want to sit for the parade the next day. So that's what we thought. We thought there was gonna be a parade.
Yeah, and it turned out that was just saving parking spots.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
And they didn't, in Petrovac, I don't remember these kind of metal, you know, savers connected into the concrete. But we see that a lot in Budva.
Yeah, I think in Petrovac, they were using the street for parking and they were, like, it wasn't their personal space.
Yeah,
They were just claiming it as their personal space with a water jug.
yeah,
Here, we see these metal things that are like fixed into the concrete outside one of the residential buildings. And I think it's a way to save their parking spot either for Airbnb people or for themselves or personal,
yeah. And even
personal use.
we might have talked about it before, but you can even see in this picture. But look, like this car on the left is parked on the sidewalk.
Yes.
You can see the car on the right is halfway on the sidewalk. You know, the street is not totally open. Like this is totally normal too.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how you end up walking in the street,
Mm-hmm.
because the sidewalk is blocked. It's a very unorganized, strange situation to me.
And yet it's very organized for the people that live here.
I
They
guess
have their chairs, their cones, their barriers to claim their space. It's personal and we have found fiercely protected and respected.
Yep.
And the locals know not to mess with a saved spot. Like no one is like being sneaky about it.
Right.
Okay, number 9. And again, these are in no particular order. These are just like observations that we put together in a list. Okay, number 9 is restaurant service as seasonal work. We had a long discussion about this.
Well, yeah, Europe restaurant service is different in general. And I think we learned that is because mostly of the salaries, and they all get paid a better wage, so they don't work for tips, so they're not on you constantly, waiting on you hand and foot, because their service doesn't really matter as far as how much money they make.
Correct. So it's really just this transaction or this agreement, like if you would like to order something, order it with me and then I'll bring it to you. If you need something else, let me know.
Yeah.
And they're serving the business and they're serving the customer, but it is not about like manipulating tips or trying to make more money. They just are doing their job and they respect their job and their company or their business and restaurant. Also, we found out that it's because it's a seasonal town that people have a contract for the summer where they get paid, $1,000 a month, $1,100 a month or something like that. And sometimes they also get accommodations, like they get room and board while they're working in the restaurant and they kind of come and go. But we really just felt like it was transactional, like it was good,
Very,
professional. I
yes.
thought professional,
It's business.
business.
We went to one place where it was family owned and the waiter was a nephew or a grandson or something like that.
Mhm.
So he was much more pleasant and wanted to talk about his family a little bit because of the connection. But
Mhm.
for the most part, yeah, if you want something, you gotta ask for it, or else you won't see a waiter for the whole time you're there, unless you flag them down and
Right.
get it.
And not because they're ignoring you, that's just the culture of it. And they also, give you the receipt for your order right away too. But I also think the other thing that's motivating success is the reviews, because they really do rely on the Google reviews or TripAdvisor reviews, and they want people to have a good experience so that that's how their business stays strong.
True.
Yeah.
And also, this is specific to the tourist places of like Budva, and you've got wait staff coming in for 2 or 3 months out of the year just to make some money in the summer,
Mhm.
and then they go back to their regular job, or they go back to another country even.
Mhm.
So they're not, hospitality isn't their career. They're just
That's
coming in
right.
for a temporary time to make some money, so they don't have the same love for serving people that you might find somewhere else.
Yeah, or the lifelong career that we noticed that in Ireland, for example, like a
Sure.
lot of the bartenders and waiters, like that's their full-time job and they have insurance and they have a good
Yeah.
salary and all of that.
Well, even in the US,
Yeah.
shout out to Stick Boy. I've got a friend that's still bartending after all these years, so that is his career,
Yeah.
not just a job.
Yeah. All right, I think this is our last one. We might have a little bonus one for you if you're still with us. Okay. We learned this word Polaka pretty early on, and it's sort of just a way of life of togetherness and kind of going with the flow. And we have noticed that there are Polaka walkers in Budva, and we mentioned the walking a couple times before. And if you are from DW and you know Dan, he's a fast, very intentional walker.
Well, yes, and at where I used to work, it's very specific too. There's lines and there's machines going by, like you can't step out of line. And it's like being on a road. You drive on the right side, you don't drive on the left. That's gonna cause a big problem.
And we, as a teacher also, like when we would welcome students to middle school, we would practice walking on the right and walking on the left for traffic flow. Otherwise, it's like all backed up.
Yeah.
And so to walk on the right or walk on the
Yeah.
left. And both of us are used to that.
Yes, and even in the States, on the sidewalks, the rules of the road apply. You walk on the right, and that's it. So, but there are no rules of the road for walking here.
No, there's just Polaka, which
Yeah.
is like the walking paths become just rivers of people, and the Montenegrins are scrolling in groups side by side, deep in a conversation. Like I've come up behind people before thinking maybe they see my shadow or they feel my walking presence. They're in such a deep conversation, they don't even know I'm trying to get by. So I have to I don't have a bell to ring like some of the
And
scooters do.
this picture that we have up does not do this justice at all. This is during a slow time in the day, which is why we were probably out. But this, if you can times this amount of people by 20, you might get a sense.
Yes,
But even these few people that are walking here, so this is a two-way promenade.
yeah.
But you can just see all of these people that are walking away from me are somewhere on the left, somewhere in the middle, and somewhere on the right. And then, so what do the people coming the other way do? They walk, some on the left, some on the right, some in the middle. It's crazy.
It's just not about traffic flow here, it's about togetherness
Yeah.
and in conversation, and so that the word
Yeah.
Polaka is the one
Yeah,
that we
people are enjoying life and they're kind of oblivious to rules.
which
a
we
little bit.
keep trying to do
Yeah.
also. All right, so we have, let's see, this question of if we should live here,
Oh,
like
yeah,
just as
yeah,
a little bonus, which you didn't like take notes on or anything, but
Sure.
we're 7 weeks in this country roughly, right?
That we had never been in before.
That we had never been in before or traveled to,
And
and
we
would
don't speak the
we
language.
don't speak the language, and we're trying to learn some.
A little bit.
Yeah, Volney,
Okay,
please.
all right.
Vala, okay. All right, so yes, would you live here?
Yes, it is an easy place to do day-to-day things,
Mhm.
like work and eat, and shop. It's not like other places. So
Mhm.
doing day-to-day stuff, even during the busy season, I don't see a problem with that.
No, I agree. I found it to be, we're not ready to go, actually. We feel like we've
Yeah.
settled in and we're not eager to leave.
It's very comfortable.
There's so much more to see and do. We've just really settled into a nice rhythm. And yesterday I took a walk over to the library and spent a couple hours reading books or trying to read books. And yeah, there's more of that. So I think it's really livable. People are really nice. I think we prefer it off the promenade. So like in the neighborhood, more of the
Oh,
residential.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, we're only here for a certain amount of time and it's during the busy season.
Yeah.
Maybe if we were living here full time and it was December and it was, in the 50s and half of the restaurants were closed, I don't know, maybe it would be a totally different vibe.
That
And
also sounds really
I was
wonderful.
gonna say, it might be
That sounds
better,
pretty
or
good.
it might be too boring, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, it's been really great so far.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have other things to say, but you can look back at some of our other reels or whatever if you want to see some glimpses of it.
Yeah,
All right, so next time.
more about that.
More about that. We'll tell you, yeah, where we're headed to, and we'll share this with you next time.